Oh, have you seen this? Here's another tell that this is pre-recorded. Today, as we record this, the NFL is coming apart. Good. I hope they cease to exist. I hope they're sued out of existence. There's no reason to have the NFL.
You think they'll be sued for?
Well, you think maybe?
Who's going to sue them?
The families of the dead players.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, them.
Well, that's if they decide that the NFL is at fault, right?
Well, whoever made the kids take the goddamn shots is at fault. And I would bet that the court would find that the NFL was at fault for that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is
I'm just speculating. Of course,
it would require somebody to actually agree that it was the vaccine and then bring a lawsuit. Is that going to happen?
I think the evidence is already very clear that it is. All the epidemiological information we have now.
Rip, you're confusing facts with what people actually do.
No, I'm confusing facts with what a jury is capable of understanding.
I know, but will somebody bring a suit against the NFL?
I think they will, if there's enough money involved in it, and I think there'll be enough money involved in it. Yeah, money's what brings suits.
Yeah.
You know,
emergency
not humanitarian concern, but
or
money or justice or anything else. Money's what brings suits, and the NFL's got rather deep pockets, and if they don't, the owners do.
Well, it is, but they're going to fall back to it's mandated emergency use, all that shit. They've set the whole thing up, man.
It won't be a quick, easy settlement, no, but there will be a suit.
It'd be a nice
or two.
It'd be a nice
or three, or a class action suit. Yeah. Which will be real interesting.
Yeah.
You know, what's going to be interesting is what the Players Association is going to do here. Are they going to follow the orders of their bosses at the NFL, or are they going to act like responsible representatives of the players? They've already gone against the responsible, actions that an organization like that ought to take by going along with the NFL and requiring these vaccinations. And my God, this is coming apart. Here's the most important question, though: are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
I don't watch Super Bowl,
but this time it might be more interesting.
Why? Because people are going to die, or what?
Because if somebody falls over dead at the Super Bowl, you are going to be witnessing history in the making. Now, aren't you?
I'll catch the highlights on Instagram.
Well, I'm just saying, there's an added element of interest besides who wins or loses the game this time, right?
God, it's amazing.
Hey, look, Nick, don't be so detached.
This has been happening in soccer how long now, and everybody just ignores it. I mean, these soccer players are just dropping dead. But more people watch soccer than football.
But they're Europeans.
That's a good point.
They're Europeans. That's a good point. Europeans watch soccer. We don't watch soccer. We don't even know that there is soccer. But Europeans just nod in agreement with everything that goes on everywhere because that's what they've been bred for centuries to do.
That's a good point.
You know?
Guy drops dead. It's like,
guy drops dead.
Happens.
That's terrible. Get him out of the way. Game's got to go on.
Game to play.
We got a game to play here. So, guy falls over dead in the NFL, and he wasn't even dead. He was just injured in the NFL, and they cancel the game. They're not going to play that game? What does this do to the...
Yeah.
At what level do we stop the game from now on? You realize, of course, that is now a question. At what point do we cancel the game? Guy breaks his leg, we cancel the game. The guy breaks his leg.
Have they ever canceled a game for someone breaking their neck?
Nope. Happens all the time. Serious injuries occur. It's part of the game. But this time, they canceled the game and are not going to replay the game, and that is brand new.
Oh, yeah.
That's brand new, and it's a precedent. And what are they going to do next time? Every time somebody falls over dead in a game, they're going to cancel the game. What does that do to the price of the tickets? I hate to be practical, but what does that do to ticket prices? If you don't know for sure when you go to the game that you're going to get to see the end of the damn thing, what does that do? What does that do to Vegas?
This is very exciting, Rip. Man.
Well, I'm just thinking through the thing out loud here. This has ramifications, just like all of this bullshit that has occurred over the past 2 years.
Well, maybe the gambling.
No one's thinking about the ramifications.
The gambling will shift to the odds that a dude will just drop dead. Which guy, right?
What do you want to bet? There's already a pool.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
What do you want to bet? You can go to Las Vegas right now and place a bet on if or how many people are going to die in the Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah.
What do you want to bet?
Yeah. Oh yeah, somebody's
already on
the odds. Yes.
And what are the odds of being able to finish an NFL season if this is the rule? When somebody falls over dead, the only respectful thing to do is cancel the game. The funny part of this is that if 15 quarterbacks in the NFL had said, no, we're not taking the shots,
yep,
what would they have done?
Right.
They'd have dropped it.
Yep.
They'd have immediately dropped it.
Yeah.
And they should have done that. That's exactly what they should have done.
Right.
Because you can't play a season without 15 quarterbacks.
Yeah. But that just tells you that they didn't really see it that way, the people doing it. There was one guy, as far as I know, that said, I'm not doing it.
Right. Aaron, what's his name?
Yeah, one guy.
Rogers or whatever.
But how many of them just welcomed it, wanted it? You got to remember that too.
Yeah, I know. We're thinking that these people, because they're professional athletes, they're morally courageous and all this other shit.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, whenever they have when they have $1 million contracts looking at them.
Right. But if 15 of them had done it.
But then that would mean that there would have to be one brave one to start it.
Yeah.
And that's not going to happen whenever they're looking at a contract and saying, if I say no, there's a chance I'm going to lose millions of dollars.
Right, I know. And that doesn't speak well of these people, does it?
It's
easy for me to sit here, with the billions of dollars I've got. It's easy for me to sit here and say that, hey, it's just money.
Right. Yep.
Well, this poor kid up in the hospital bed right now may think differently, huh?
Yeah.
By all reports, this was a good guy, good kid. Mom had to sit there and watch him on the field fall over, thud on the ground.
What is the medical team going to tell him happened, and is he going to question that?
You've got excellent question.
You got I don't have any faith in all this shit. I mean, they're going to say whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, wow, crazy."
Well,
amazing that just happened.
It was cardiac, right? It was a cardiac situation,
right?
And what do the shots do when they fuck you up?
Yeah,
cardiac. Right now, that conclusion is going to be very difficult to not draw.
Oh, dude, people don't.
But they're already
people don't draw that every single day. Right?
They're already not. They're already walking around it. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's what's so interesting, because every one of these people
who say what we're saying now are right now relegated to the realm of conspiracy theory.
Right.
I mean, no shit.
Right, and that's why we're not on YouTube.
This is fringe.
That's why this podcast is not on YouTube in its entirety.
Yeah, I'm telling. This is fringe. What you're talking about is all fringe thinking. People don't think this way. They're going to listen to the doctor.
Let me tell you what, Nick. It was fringe thinking last Thursday.
Yeah, that athletes are dying.
It was fringe thinking last Thursday. But now, when everybody in the United States has saw that happen and wondered why a healthy 24-year-old athlete falls over dead.
Yeah.
And is resuscitated 10 minutes later with 9 minutes of no oxygen to the brain.
Right.
Everybody has to watch that. Everybody saw that, right? Now they're asking questions because finally they've been forced to.
Yep.
Right? Finally, they've been forced to ask the questions. And now, the cat is out of the fucking bag.
Right.
And I don't know that you can put it back in.
Yeah.
This is a terrible deal. This is hard to ignore now. All of us conspiracy theorists have been talking about this for a year and a half.
Yeah.
But now the normies have to deal with it.
I hope so, man. People are ignoring the shit that's coming out from Twitter. just ignoring it.
Yeah.
I
know.
It's just not like here's actual documentary evidence that this happened.
Right.
And people are like, no. They just head in the sand type.
Where are we going to eat tonight?
Right.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. People have been taught to not ask questions, haven't they?
Right.
They've been socially conditioned.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's just information comes out so fast now. It's just on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing. Like,
there's an element of that.
Like right now,
our attention span is short. You're right. Yeah. There's an element of that. But by the same token, every once in a while, shit like death prioritizes things to the point where you can't just walk away from it every 10 minutes. I don't know. And maybe this is one of those times. I don't know, Rusty.
I don't think so. I think we are just so programmed to take in new information so fast, and it's always the next big thing. It's always the next big thing.
No, you may be right. I'd like to think better than that of us, but I would be wrong to do so.
Lately, I haven't been that cynical, but that's probably the most cynical thought I have about it. Is no matter how bad the information is, next week there's going to be something else to take our mind off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Well, with that in mind,